Hello, I'm Carol Woodman and welcome to Thursday's Perfect 10, the daily quiz which is full of riddles, puzzles and brain teasers to get your brain sweating every day. 10 questions, 10 points, all done in just 10 minutes. And yes, as always, I've got 10 perfect questions to educate, to entertain and to irritate the life out of you today. There are 10 points on offer and every day this week there are another 10 points on offer. So by the end of the week you will have a total score out of a possible 50. And if you want to, why not go back and listen to some of this week's episodes before you try this one. And don't forget to head on over to our website, perfect10.uk, to sign up to our newsletter, because we'll be sending out the newsletter to our Perfect Teners who are part of the Perfect 10 family. And we'll be sending exclusive content, questions and competitions, really good competitions actually, so don't miss out on that. Right, yesterday I left you with an anagram. I asked you, which 80s pop group is an anagram of Bagels Then? And I'm sure a lot of you got this one right, because the answer is the Bangles. Oh, love the Bangles. Well done if you got that right, but no points for the anagram ever, I'm afraid. That's just a little bit of homework. Fun homework. Let's get started now with the real questions, shall we? 10 questions with 10 points up for grabs from now. Here are today's questions. Question 1, as ever, is our starter for a perfect 10. Which animal appears first in the dictionary? So which animal comes first alphabetically? Nice easy point, I hope, to start the day. Question 2 is hearsay. You're about to hear some sounds which relate to a well-known phrase or saying. So what phrase is hidden in these sounds?
And I am speaking to you, my church choir, when I say there will be redemption. And there will be salvation and a mighty forgiveness.
Excuse me. Why are you giving us a sermon? We're just the church singers.
Hearsay, say what you hear, shout it out, and you can't go far wrong. Question 3 now, and it's time for Carol lateral thinking. So see if you can solve this little numbers problem. If the perimeter of Gordon's perfectly square garden adds up to 48 metres, what is the total area of the garden? Quick, simple maths, maybe, to get your noggin tuned up this morning? It's all good exercise for the brain, trust me on this. Time to put your memory to the test, so listen up and listen good. Question to follow.
Come in. Hello, I'm Bob. This is Sonia. Thanks for coming in. How was your journey?
Oh, fine. It was only 25 minutes by bus.
Excellent. Well, why not tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, I've been working in HR at Atwell & Sons for 4 years now. Before that, I did a 6-month internship at Crofters. I studied business at Leeds University and then took a year out to travel and get some real work experience. I've overseen over 20 accounts during my time working at Atwell & Sons, and I've the lead contact in 8 acquisitions. I think my strongest skills are time management and working to deadlines. My weakness? I guess sometimes I work too hard.
I wonder if they got the job in the end. Let's see if you were paying attention, though. Here's the question. How long was the interviewee in their previous job? The answer was there in the clip, but can you remember it? As always, I'll give you the answers after today's final question. Moving on, time to get frivolous, familiar and fun with our next 3 questions, which are all about everyday subjects, observation and common knowledge. So here's question 5. Which phone manufacturer made models called Pebble, Rocker and Razor? A throwback to the early 2000s there, when mobile phones kept getting smaller and weirder rather than bigger and bolder. But which company made all of those particular models? Question 6. Which video game company is known for launching titles such as Zelda, Kirby, and Donkey Kong? Question 7 now, all about telly. Mark Park, Geraldine McQueen, and Brian Potter are all characters created by which comedian? Question 8. And, as always, it's one in, one out. I will give you a word and ask you to swap a letter in it to make a new word. Here's a question. Which letter can you change in the word align, A-L-I-G-N, to get a word that means unfamiliar? Remember, you can pause if you need to. You can rewind if you need to. Give yourself a little bit of thinking time. But if you're ready, let's move on. It's time for I know this, because I can guarantee the answer will be on the tip of your tongue. And today it's a little bit of history. Which historical event took place in London between the 2nd and the 6th of September in 1666? And it's nearly time to let your brain cool down, as it's question 10, our final question, and our daily riddle. Before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the highest mountain in the world? And that's today's 10. Well done, everyone. Time to take a breather and let your mind cool down. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss tomorrow's questions automatically. And if you want to entertain, educate and irritate me, please send me your own puzzles to @Perfect10Carol on Insta and Facebook. 10 questions, 10 points, all done in 10 minutes. But did you score a perfect 10 today? Let's hear the answers. Question 1. Which animal appears first in the dictionary? And the answer is the aardvark. And the second is the aardwolf. Aardvark spelt AARDVARK. So it's the double A that puts it first in the dictionary. Question 2, hearsay. I asked, as ever, which well-known phrase or saying was hidden in these sounds?
And I am speaking to you, my church choir, when I say there will be redemption, and there will be salvation, and a mighty forgiveness.
Excuse me. Why you...
Hearsay, say what you hear, shout it out. And the answer was preaching to the choir. Of course it was. What else could it possibly be? And well done if you got that right. And if you didn't, don't worry. They're getting quite tough, these hearsays. Let me know how you got on in the comments and what you thought the answer was, because sometimes they are hilarious. Question 3 was this. If the perimeter of Gordon's perfectly square garden adds up to 48 metres, what's the total area of the garden? A little bit of simple maths here. So it's a square which has 4 equal sides. So 48 divided by 4 gives you 12 metres. That gives you the length of each side of his perfectly square garden. To find the area, you multiply 2 of the sides together. 12 times 12 gives you 144 square metres. That's the answer I was looking for. Question 4 was our memory question, where we found ourselves at a job interview. And the question was, how long was the interviewee in their previous job? The answer I was looking for was 4 years. I wonder if they got the job though. Anyway, moving on to our run of the 3 Fs. Question 5. Which phone manufacturer made models called Pebble, Rocker and Razor? Well, it was Motorola. Founded in 1928, Motorola rose to fame as the inventor of the very first two-way car radio. Fast forward 10 years from then, and Motorola became the first company to release a mobile walkie-talkie. Remember the pagers that people used to carry around? Yes, that was Motorola as well. And the very first mobile phone? Well, that would be the Motorola Dynatac. Apple and Samsung might rule the market these days, but they wouldn't be there if it wasn't for the innovation of Motorola. Question 6. Which video game company is known for launching titles such as Zelda, Kirby, and Donkey Kong? And the answer is Nintendo, of course. Question 7. Mark Park, Geraldine, McQueen, and Brian Potter are all characters created by which comedian? The answer is, we adore him, Peter Kay. And while we're on the subject of Peter, here's one of my favourite jokes of his. The sandwich walks into a bar. The barman says, "Sorry, we don't serve food in here." I like that one. Question 8 was a surprisingly tricky one in, one out. Which letter can you change in the word align, A-L-I-G-N, to get a word which means unfamiliar? Well, if you change the letter G for a letter E, you get the word alien, A-L-I-E-N. If something is alien to you, it is unfamiliar to you. Well done if you got that one right. Question 9 was, I know this, but did you? I asked, which historical event took place in London between the 2nd and the 6th of September in the year 1666? The answer is the Great Fire of London. And finally, question 10, our daily riddle. Before Mount Everest was discovered, what was the highest mountain in the world? Well, the answer is it would still have been Mount Everest. Just because it hadn't been discovered doesn't mean it wasn't there, and it doesn't mean it wasn't the tallest mountain in the world, now does it? And there you have it. Well done, perfect tenors. Did you score a perfect 10? Let me know in the comments, please, and on social media. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Find us on social media by searching for @Perfect10Carol. I keep telling you, and it's true, there are just loads and loads of bonus content and questions over there. A lot of it very visual, and that will keep your mind working until next time we meet. I will, of course, be back tomorrow with your final quiz of the week. But before I say goodbye, I'll leave you with today's anagram. Which American actor is an anagram of Cognac Isle? I'm spelling it out for you. Cognac, COGNAC, Isle, AISLE. Join us tomorrow to answer that and 10 more tricky puzzles and riddles designed to educate, to entertain, and to irritate you. Until then, I'm Carol Vorderman. That was my perfect 10, and I hope you have a perfect day.